Hey everyone, I am in the garden this morning. I am actually heading out of town later this afternoon for work. I'm going to be gone just for 2 days, 2 nights. But before I leave, I figured I would put some more seeds in the garden to just make good use of my time away, get some things sown. We just had 3 days of rain. Wasn't too heavy, but it definitely rained for pretty much 3 days, all day. So the soil in the beds is really nice and moist, and it'll be perfect for sowing some seeds, which I have got right here. I'm curious, I haven't checked the rain gauge in the last day. First day of rain, we got a little under an inch. Sorry, a little under half an inch. It looks like in the last day we've gotten another just shy of half an inch. So again, not too bad with the rain, but definitely rained a lot, which I did sow a few things before the rain came, and things in the garden that are growing look really good. Let me show you this really quick. This right here, I believe, is a dahlia sprout. So dahlias are new to me this year. I've never grown them before. I picked up a few tuber sets from my local big box store. I've never grown them. I put them in the ground, gosh, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, definitely before our last frost, not realizing that they don't necessarily like really wet soil. And again, it was one of those things that I planted definitely prematurely before my last frost. So some of them sprouted and the sprouts died back, but I'm seeing some new growth come out of them as well. So I'm thinking I might get lucky and they might pull through. I have some other ones that I'm going to be planting in another week or so. But anyways, the seeds that I've got to sow today, I have got some lemon balm. If you watched my last video, you know that I just ran out of room inside to start this. So I think I'm going to put the lemon balm in this herb bed that's right here, right in the middle. So this bed here is kind of dedicated to all of my herbs. I've got cilantro sprouting, some parsley, thyme. I've got some bunching onions here, some rosemary, oregano, some chamomile, and this whole middle spot's open. So I think here I'm going to put the lemon balm. So it's gonna bush out. So I think I'm gonna try to keep it kind of right in the middle here. And I'm just gonna kind of break up the surface of the soil. I don't know about anyone else. I am a no-glove gardener. I just love having my hands in the soil. So lemon balm seeds are really small, like most seeds. So all I'm gonna do is sprinkle this on the surface of the soil that I prepared, and then just lightly kind of brush a little bit of soil over the top. Not to get super nerdy, but I'm gonna get a little bit nerdy. When I look at this space behind me and I think about how much food and flowers and just beauty, plants in general, is gonna be grown in this space, to think that all of these things and how big and how beautiful they get start from a handful of seeds. I mean, basically what I could hold in the palm of my hand is just amazing to me. Does anyone else get totally kind of nerded out when they think about that? That is one of the best parts to me. Hi! That is one of the best parts to me about gardening, is just kind of thinking about the abundance of garden spaces after everything has grown in, and thinking about how, again, this all is going to be filled from seeds that I can probably all hold in the palm of my hand when they start. That's just really incredible to me. All right, so the other 2 things I'm going to stick in the ground are some summer squash zucchini seeds. I know it's probably too early for these, but I've never tried it this early, so you know, what's the harm? I plant a few seeds and they don't do well and they don't germinate. I just plant some more in a few weeks. But the forecast for the next 2 weeks looks pretty good. 50s at night and low 70s, high 60s during the day. Now these seed packets do say that the soil should be about 70 degrees when you go to plant them. It's definitely not 70 degrees, but seeds are resilient and seeds want to grow. So I am going to plant, I'm not quite sure yet where, but I'm going to plant a few of these squash seeds just to see what happens, and maybe I will get an early crop this year. Okay, the squash seeds are officially in the ground and we'll see how they do. Again, worst comes to worst, they don't germinate and I plant them again in a few weeks when the soil's a little bit warmer. But I'm very curious to see if I can get a little bit of an earlier crop. Squash, really zucchini, I grow a green and a yellow one. They're actually both hybrids from Johnny's Seeds. Tried them both last year. They did really, really well. But I do get a lot of, what are the name of those things that impact squash plants? They go, oh, squash vine borers. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name for a second. I have struggled with those in the past. These two hybrids did really well last year in my garden. And it's one of my husband's favorite vegetables. So I grow tons of squash throughout the season. I typically succession sow it. It's one of the easiest veggies I find for me to grow, and my husband really enjoys it, like I said. So yeah, we eat a ton of summer squash, aka zucchini, in our house. Okay, last thing before I let y'all go, let's peek under this row cover here. I just sowed these seeds, I want to say about a week ago. With all the rain and everything, I'm not expecting too much to have germinated, but let's just take a peek and see what's going on under there. Well, much to my surprise, I do have one seed that has germinated under this row cover, and it is the curly leaf kale. Here are a few little sprouts. Another one here. Looks like one over here. So I sowed them all just in a line here. So that is super exciting. It doesn't look like anything else has germinated in this bed yet, but I bet you possibly by the time I get home in 2 days, I will have some more, especially now that the temperatures are going to start going up over the next few days. And definitely within a week, this should start to be filled with little baby sprouts. Again, all that started from a handful of seeds. All right, guys, I am going to end this video here. Short and sweet today, but thanks so much for spending a little bit of time in the garden with me and sowing a few seeds. And also, if you're like me, nerding out on just the thought of how this amazing space will be filled with what grew from basically a handful of seeds. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.